supposed to be out on the So, yeah. This is the big cafeteria. We have roughly 2,000, 3,000 engineers here. These are the previous buildings. Yes, and then they reorganized. No, they reorganized the buildings were the same, but they reorganized the
surroundings in the.
Yes. Okay. And inside it's all open space. So we're gonna hit there.
And is there any sort of organization between the buildings? Like one is for DBA, the other one is for content?
Yes, we organize into groups. So well, each group has its own little structure, and we're trying to keep people together.
Awesome.
It's really nice.
A cool picture, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah?
Those match your shirt.
You do? Oh, make me kind of dizzy.
Yeah, you'll be okay.
So we are at Instagram in Menlo Park and with Tim Van Damme. Tim, hello.
Hi.
Can you give us a shout out about your background and your career?
I quit high school twice. During high school, I was more interested in experimenting with things like CSS and web design instead of like focusing on what the teacher was actually trying to explain. So I quit school and I started a job in a web software company as a designer. Did that for a year and a half. It was a lot of fun, learned a lot from it. My dream was to go full freelance. So eventually I went freelance for 3 years. Made a lot of friends, met a lot of great clients. But I was constantly dreaming about going to the US, moving to the US for a couple of years. So I found a company called Goala, and they wanted to do the whole visa process, which visa probably took about a year to get right. Then we moved to the US. We moved to Texas with my wife. Worked at Goala for a year. Then got bought by Facebook and moved on to Instagram and started focusing more and more on mobile design instead of just web design. Then we got acquired by Facebook and still doing the same thing.
And how is it like to work here in the States compared to working in Belgium? And how is it like to be approached by a big company like Facebook or even hired by Goala and stuff like that?
Working here is definitely different, but it's hard to explain what's different. Like people here, they work longer hours. They also make more money, which is an interesting balance, and depends on whether or not it's worth it for you and where your priorities are. Being approached by a big company, it's something you'll never get used to. It's really interesting.
Do you keep track of what's happening in Belgium? Do you keep track of Belgian startups in terms of hiring people? Or, I mean, are you still interested in what happens?
Yeah, definitely. I think the Belgian startup scene has grown a lot since I left, and I think within the next 5 years it's going to grow bigger and bigger. And Belgian entrepreneurs are definitely doing a great job of like putting Belgium on a map and getting the respect of the overall startup world. So it's really interesting.
What do you think of such an initiative like the Webmission, coming here in the Valley and visiting startups and big companies?
I think it's great. The last time we had visitors, it was high school from Ghent, and they did the same with their students. And it's all about coming over here and seeing how the American companies do it and learning from that, and then going back to Belgium and not just copying it, but just like see what they can improve. Because Belgium is still a whole other scene than in the US.
One last question: what would be the top 3 advice for Belgium deciding to move here? Or
it's definitely an experience. You're far away from home. Like it's an 11-hour flight to get back to Belgium, so you'll miss your family, but it's worth it professionally because you'll be able to grow as a designer, I barely recognized myself 2 years ago, and it's definitely a life experience. Like, I had a daughter here, and it's great. It's different.
Okay, thank you, Tim. Thank you very much.
No problem.